from the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world. This is Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News for February 28, 2013. I'm Christina Cook.
And I'm Deatra Montgomery. Thanks for joining us this evening. Well, the steps of the State House in Montgomery looked more like a pep rally as college students from all across Alabama cheered and raised signs of support. But at this rally, school colors and teams were set aside for a common cause.
We want, we need, we gotta have.
Every year, students gather in front of the Alabama State House for the annual Higher Education Rally. Executive Director Gordon Stone excited a crowd of students who were shouting for change.
Students, the faculty, the staff, and all the alums who believe in our public universities together to give them a place so that they can talk to the policymakers and share the issues and the needs of our universities.
But why is this event held in front of the State House?
What we wanted to do was make sure that the elected officials looked into the eyes of the people that they represent, that they knew that this wasn't just an issue that could be decided because of numbers on a spreadsheet.
Stone said that going to the rally was a way students could come together to voice the need to receive 1/3 of the Educational Trust Fund for public universities around Alabama.
I hear that every year. People say, well, it's just a big rally. Why, it just lasts an hour. Can we really make a difference? Absolutely. And the best test of that is when you come down here and you meet with these people, they say, we're working toward that 1/3. But the reason they say that is because they had a real memory-jarring event that occurred that planted that seed in a strong way.
Stone says it's crucial for students to be right here at the State House to get their message across. But what's more important is what students do once they leave here.
Stay involved. Take this as a motivation. Follow this up. Get in touch with your local elected officials. Talk to your local House member. Share with them your desire to make sure that higher education gets 1/3 of the Education Trust Fund. That's the most equitable way to distribute the dollars.
16th year, the partnership has held the Higher Education Day Rally.
And a high priority of Troy University's Student Government Association is to get as many Troy students to Montgomery as possible every year. And as Bailey Major shows us, this year was a mission accomplished.
Hundreds of students from all over the state of Alabama converged at the State House steps, and among them were 200 loud and proud Cardinal-wearing Trojans. Troy University was one of 13 colleges in Alabama at the 2012 Higher Education Day that rallied for 1/3 funding for higher education.
This is the largest legislative rally that's held every year up at the state capitol, and we'll spread the word about why we need more equity and funding for higher education.
The students of Troy University and Alabama's other 12 public universities to stand up to the Alabama legislature to say, give us more funding now.
Students say they were excited to participate in the Higher Education Day rally and think it's important to show Alabama's legislators their support for higher education funding.
It's a great university participation event for us to come out, possibly talk with our leaders, let them know our stance on certain issues, especially higher education and the funding that we need to be successful students.
Literally having the 13 public institutions come into the State House and rally outside saying, give us more money now, makes them realize that we are people and we're not just dollars and cents.
One Troy student says she hopes that participating in the rally can persuade Alabama's leaders to provide more funding for colleges.
Currently, 80% of the education fund is being used for K through 12. So if they can vote to keep more money in higher ed, our tuition rates will stay down.
The Higher Education Day rally lasts for one day, but for many Troy University students, the battle lasts year-round.
We have a student teams achieving reasonable solutions STARS team within our SGA. If you're interested, please come by the SGA office. We'll start it back again in April, and that'll be for next year's Higher Ed Day.
The partnership works all year long to get more funding, and we also have a retreat in the fall, and so this is just an ongoing process.
Students say they were happy with the 2013 Higher Education Day rally and are looking forward to next year. Bailey Majors, Troy Trojan Vision News.
Around 200 students from both the Troy and Dothan campuses traveled to Montgomery for this year's rally. Well, Deatra, last night some students were able to make a gamble while having fun.
That's true, Christina. And as Haley Grayhouse shows us, a little part of Las Vegas came to Troy.
On Wednesday, the Trojan Center ballrooms were transformed into a Las Vegas casino complete with classic games for the University Activity Council's casino night.
Blackjack table, there's a poker table, there's a couple slot machines, there's a wheel that you can kind of bet on and try to see if you can have the lucky number.
The UAC held the event and hopes to help students relax a little before their midterms.
I know midterms are coming up and we're just trying to get everybody out and just have a good time and kind of relax a little bit during the middle of the week.
And the students came to do just that.
It's basically just a way to have fun. I mean, just to get my mind from the books a little bit. I mean, with the midterms coming up, we need a way to relax.
I'm here to have fun with friends. I mean, I only came because I heard it from my friends, but have fun because I don't want to do homework right now.
While Lady Luck was with some students,
I won 5 times here already, but I don't know how that works.
She was a no-show for most of the night.
Yeah, I was looking forward to the slot machines, but only won once.
Not so far. We've had a few come in and win a little bit, but overall on the craps table we haven't had a big winner tonight.
And at the end of the night, the students could put away their poker faces and cash in their chips for a chance at winning real prizes.
There's an Xbox 360, there's a camera, 2 different bikes, 2 iHomes, an iPod. There's a few more, GPS I believe as well.
Haley Greathouse, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
The next UAC event will be Dollar Movie Night next Wednesday.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Birmingham, a jury was found that an Inslee nightclub and a former Birmingham police officer must pay millions of dollars in damages for their roles in the death of a church music minister killed in a 2009 car crash. The Jefferson County jury returned the verdicts yesterday against Club Volcano and James Lennar Kendrick.
In Montgomery, more than 100 people crowded into the House chamber for a public hearing on legislation that will repeal education standards known as Common Core that were adopted for Alabama schools by the state school board. 2 state committees held an emotional public hearing, but neither voted on the proposal to repeal.
And in Huntsville, a woman says in a new lawsuit that she became ill after eating a moldy Mr. Goodbar candy bar that she claims was 9 months behind its expiration date. Teresa Brown is suing Walmart and the Hershey Company. Brown says she was working at the store on February 28, 2011, when she ate the candy bar while on break.
And still to come on Trojan Vision Nightly News, the Trojan baseball team was looking to turn things around and pick up a win at home last night. Daniel Percival will be in with the details of that game and more in sports.
But first, billions in automatic spending cuts are set to kick in tomorrow if Congress does not come up with a solution. We'll have that and more after the break.
Massive automatic spending cuts are just a day away, and here on Capitol Hill, lawmakers are doing little to stop them. I'm Tara Merchiner with a story coming up.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
I've been taking classes at Troy Online for years. The staff and the professors, they care about developing me, not just academically, but in my future career. I feel that Troy is preparing me for my next mission.
On campus or online, Troy offers you an extraordinary education that can take you anywhere you want to go. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
I'm John Phillips. I'm an active duty soldier attending school full-time, and I choose Troy.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy Trojan Mission Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Christina Cook at the Global News Desk. Christina.
Thanks, Deatra. Automatic government spending cuts are just one day away, and it appears lawmakers will not find an 11th hour compromise to stop them. Chair Merchiner is at the Capitol Hill with the latest.
The chaplain, Dr. Barry Black, will lead the Senate in prayer.
Even the Senate chaplain doubted there would be a last-minute deal in his opening prayer.
Rise up, O God, and save us from ourselves.
Rival Senate bills to stop massive automatic cuts both failed, and the parties continue to point the finger at each other.
The president and Democrat leaders have failed to pass a solution of their own.
There are Republicans dancing in the streets, happy with the thought that sequestration will happen.
Top congressional leaders from both parties will sit down with the president on Friday, but no one expects the two sides to find a compromise before the deadline. Democrats warn the cuts will lead to fewer teachers, cause flight delays, and harm food safety.
750,000 American workers laid off because of sequester implementation.
But many Republicans say Democrats are using scare tactics to pass blame.
I would suggest that the majority leader, the president, and his cabinet put down the Beltway Kool-Aid because they are predicting a disaster that will not occur.
The president and Democrats want a compromise that includes tax hikes on the wealthy. Republicans say the president already won a tax increase in the last budget deal.
World's 1.2 billion Catholics are now without a pope. Benedict XVI officially stepped down today. Benita Nair is in Vatican City with the latest details on Benedict's emotional farewell.
Benedict XVI raised his arms and greeted the cheering crowd outside the palace where he is beginning his retirement.
Padre e Figlio e Spirito Santo.
It was his final appearance as Pope. The 85-year-old Benedict walked slowly with a cane as he departed the Vatican. Vatican staffers cheered as bishops and monsignors kissed his ring for the last time. There were more goodbyes before Benedict boarded a helicopter that took him to the papal retreat south of Rome. He will spend several months there before returning to the Vatican grounds. He plans to stay hidden from the world, dedicating his life to prayer. In the moments before the Pope's final send-off, a massive crowd had gathered outside St. Peter's Square. Some of them had camped out for hours to see him in his helicopter.
Sad to see him go. I love him. Excited to see what happens next.
Pater.
Thursday morning, Benedict gave a final blessing to the cardinals who will elect a new pope. One of them will replace him.
La vostra vicinanza.
Benedict promised to revere and obey his successor. The cardinals are now talking about the qualities they are looking for in their new leader.
Someone who teaches well and communicates well.
He must be a man of deep faith, as Benedict has been.
As night descended on the papal retreat, Swiss guards closed the palace doors, signaling the official end of Benedict's reign.
That wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, you can tune into Trojan Vision Global News right here after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Deatra.
Thanks, Christina. And now Danielle Percival joins us with sports. So Danielle, it seems like Trojan sports have definitely been busy. The baseball team had a game last night, and there's a couple of teams playing tonight, right?
That's right, Deatra. It is springtime, so spring sports are in action. Winter sports are wrapping up, which means there is a lot of Trojan sports action. So let's jump right into it.
All right.
The Trojan baseball team returned home for a midweek matchup with Jackson State last night, and while the offense may not have wowed the crowd, a new face certainly did. Justin McNally has the story.
Making his first ever start as a Troy Trojan, freshman pitcher Levi Tate pitched 4 innings for the Trojans, struck out 2 batters. Oh yeah, and did not surrender a single hit as the Trojans went on to defeat Jackson State 7-2 on Wednesday night.
Well, I think it was a quality start for Levi. We were more interested in how he handled himself from a first career start standpoint, and would he be nervous and rattled. I thought he settled in and pitched pretty good for us tonight.
The Trojan offense, which has been hammering opponents, was nowhere to be found in the early stages of the game, so the ball was left in the hands of Tate and the Trojan bullpen to keep them alive, and they delivered.
I was able to command the ball, command my fastball. Just being able to control all 3 pitches is what's going to make any guy a good pitcher at the Sun Belt level.
Pitching staff, they've done a great job all year so far. I think they're going to continue to do a good job. Got a lot of senior leaders in the bullpen on the mound out there, and those guys go out there every day and compete their tails off.
Trojan shortstop Garrett Pitts had a stellar night from the plate, going 3 for 3 and driving in 2 runs, and Josh McDormand added 2 hits as well. Left fielder Danny Collins blasted his second home run of the season in the 7th inning, and that unleashed the Trojan offense.
Danny Collins with the big 2-run homer there kind of opened the game up a little bit for us, and then a couple quality at-bats to follow that.
Well, I was struggling in the plate tonight, the slower pitching and whatnot, so I made a little adjustment at the plate and shortened my swing a little bit, and it paid off.
Senior pitcher Thomas Austin came on in the 8th and pitched the final 2 innings to seal the win for the Trojans and halted the 2-game skid. Tate with some kind words on the guys who back him up.
I'd put it up against anyone, and, they did a great job.
Justin McNally, Troy Trojan Vision Sports.
The Trojans will stay at home for a weekend series against Southern Mississippi starting on Friday. First pitch for that game will be at 6 p.m. And the Troy softball team will be back in action tonight, beginning a busy 4 days. Troy will be playing 6 games in the next 4 days. The Trojans will be playing a makeup game for an earlier contest with Florida State that was postponed. Last season, the Trojans beat the Seminoles 4-3 at home, in large part thanks to a complete game from Ashley Rainey. The stellar arms this year have been Rachel Rigney, who leads the conference in innings pitched, and J.C. Affelt, who picked up both wins for the Trojans last weekend. First pitch against the Seminoles was scheduled for 5 p.m. tonight. However, that game has been delayed due to some travel issues. And then tomorrow morning, the Trojans will begin play in the Renegade Classic, facing Appalachian State at 9 and the Seminoles for the second time in 2 days at 1:30. And on campus tonight, Trojan Arena will be the site of a doubleheader against Middle Tennessee, the best team in the conference on both the men's and women's side. And for the women's team, they'll be looking to defeat the Blue Raiders for the second time this season. Earlier in the year, Troy won in Murfreesboro in overtime 74-70 for their first ever victory against the Blue Raiders. And because of that upset victory, head coach Shanda Rigby knows her team will have to play even better this time around.
I believe we would have to have our best game of the year to beat them, and that's what we're expecting to do. But somebody used the phrase, you poked an angry bear. I mean, I'm sure they want some revenge for us kind of messing up their record. We played so well at their place. We had a good game plan. The girls executed it, and we'll have to do the same with with everything we've got in us to beat them again, and that's what we hope to do.
Tip-off tonight was scheduled for 5:15, and that game is just getting underway. And in the second game of the doubleheader, it will be the men's team on the court against the 25-4 Blue Raiders. That's right, only 4 losses and only 1 in conference play. The Trojans are looking to snap a 3-game skid, but it'll have to be against the highest scoring team in the conference. And by the way, they also give up the fewest points in the league, too. Head coach Don Maestri knows his team has its work cut out for him.
We're playing a great team, but every time you go out, you have a chance to win. So you can't just think it's an automatic just because they're outstanding that you're going to not win the game. I think we would have to play great, don't get me wrong, and they would have to play below their potential for us to win the game.
And for fans who head out to the games tonight, they'll be getting more than just basketball. It is Fan Appreciation Night, and fans will be receiving a voucher for free admission to one of the Trojan baseball team's games against Southern Miss this weekend. So Deatra, Christina, as if Trojan fans need any more motivation to head out to see the basketball games tonight, you get a little added incentive, be able to go see one of the baseball games this weekend for free.
Exactly. It's so nice to see 2 teams of Troy University to come together and help and support one another.
Well, that's right, Deatra. So best of luck to all the Trojan sports teams in action. So hopefully we can get some wins tonight.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Danielle.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Danielle. Still to come on Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News, Aaron Taylor sits down with Troy's newly elected SGA president.
But first, we've seen sunny skies and cooler temperatures today. But will that last throughout the week? Jamarlo?
Well, Deatra, we will continue to see sunny and clear skies for the rest of the week, but I have more on that coming up next.
We are America's swim team, united by goggle marks,
dry skin, and webbed feet.
Separated by seconds,
bound by friendships.
We have superhuman powers, superhuman lungs,
superhuman strength, and we love
that after the chlorine wears off
and the water drains from our ears,
we are still America's swim team.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
We are America's swim team.
Time
time was, kids did what came naturally, spending free time running through the grass, exploring streams. But times have changed. Today's indoor kids spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Be Out There movement. Outdoor play improves kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity, and could even make them better students. There's a reason they call it the great outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy Trojan Mission Nightly News.
And now Jamarlo Phillips joins us with weather.
So, Jamarlo, it seems we experienced a lot of rain in the beginning parts of this week and a little bit of last week, but the temperature seems to drop a little bit, but we've seen some pretty beautiful days. What can we expect for the weekend?
Yes, for the past couple of days, we've been having great weather, but for the weekend, we may have something coming in, maybe some showers or something, but I'll get into more of that right now. But first, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Taking a look across Bill Graves, you can see that it's clear right now on the campus. Been a beautiful day all day today, just a little bit cool. Going into our current conditions, our skies right now are mostly cloudy, temperature coming in at 50 degrees, dew point at 28, humidity at 42%. Barometer reading 29.29 inches, is going steady, with our winds coming from the northwest at about 10 miles per hour. Taking a look at today's stats. Today we were able to see a high of 55 degrees, a low of 33. There was no rain in our area for today. Sun rose this morning at 6:11 a.m. and will set at 5:41 p.m. Taking a look at our temperatures from around the state, we can see that we're experiencing those mid-40 to low 50-degree temperatures across the United States, as well as clear skies, excluding Montgomery. We're sitting right here at 52 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Mobile at 53, Birmingham 44, as well as Huntsville, Troy at 50 degrees, as well as Phoenix City, and Dothan at 53 degrees. Taking a look at our current temperatures in our area, we can see that in our area we're experiencing those, again, those very cool temperatures down to the low to mid 50 degree temperatures. Going down to the Florida area, we can see that Tampa's at 69 degrees, 73 in Orlando, and Miami is at 69 degrees. Taking a look at our current temperatures across the United States, we can see that in the north near the Missouri areas, they're experiencing some very cooler temperatures in those areas, and also in the Michigan areas as well, reaching all the way down to the low 20s actually. Going to our current surface map, we can see that we don't have too much going on. We have a few high pressure systems sitting right here that may be moving eastward. But as we look into our area, we can see that we're pretty clear. But as we go into a closer look into our area, we can see that we have a few winds right here in the eastern portion of Alabama. We say we also have a cold front above the Tampa, Florida area. Taking a look at our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, we can see that in our area we will be clear of rain, but portions of North Alabama, North Atlanta, and Louisiana will be experiencing about a quarter inch of rain the next 48 hours. Going into Friday's forecast, our area will be clear, like I said before. Some portions of North Alabama will be experiencing a few showers, but as we go into Saturday's forecast for the weekend, we can see that some rain will try to push back into our area, but maybe we'll be able to overlook that on Saturday. Taking a look at Sunday's forecast, our area will be clear, and taking a look at Monday, again, we're going into next week with clear skies, and hopefully it's sunny as well. Taking a look at tonight's forecast, tonight we'll be seeing mostly clear skies, winds light and variable coming from the west at about 5 to 15 miles per hour, low of 34 degrees. Taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, mostly sunny, increasing clouds, winds coming from the northwest at about 12 miles per hour with a high of 57 degrees. Taking a look at our 4-day forecast, we can see on Friday, partly cloudy skies, a high of 57 degrees and a low of 33. Going to Saturday, Sunday, also clear skies, and going into the beginning of next week, we will be experiencing clear and sunny skies.
Well, that sounds pretty wonderful. You know, it seems the temperature is going to be in the mid-50s, but I think everyone can deal with that. They're on a nice little light jacket, and beautiful days to experience.
Right.
Thanks so much, Jamarlo.
Thank you.
Well, Cody Farrell was recently elected as the new SGA president for Troy University. In today's Trojan Talk, Aaron Taylor gets to know Troy's president-elect.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll be introducing the president-elect of the Troy Student Government Association, Cody Farrell. Cody, thanks for joining me and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And as I mentioned, you will be the new SGA president. You'll be the president of the SGA for 2013-2014. First and foremost, for the people out there who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, my name's Cody Farrell, as you said, and I'm currently a senior political science major from Panama City, Florida. I've grown up there my entire life. I'm a minor in leadership studies, and I'm your current vice president of campus activities.
And so what made you decide to run for president?
Well, I guess just once I found out that Will Thompson had decided not to run for re-election, I just really felt like I wanted to continue the successes of this year, but most of all just get my personal platform out there of what I wanted to see achieved here at Troy University.
And now you've had plenty of experience in the SGA
Yes.
prior to this. You were currently the VPCA,
Right, and
but you've been in it for a while.
Right.
Now,
so my freshman year, I was a member of Freshman Forum, where I served as the student activities chair and campus events chair. And then after that, I was chosen to be Freshman Forum director. And that summer, I was a new student orientation leader. And then this past year, I was the VPCA.
So you've got a lot of experience in leadership on campus.
Definitely.
And so now, what are your plans for the SGA coming in the next school year?
Okay, well, definitely on day one, I'll be making SGA actually have a budget. Currently, we just get a lump sum of money from the university, and it's not budgeted anyway. So we'll self-audit ourselves on day one and form a budget. And then from there, I will develop 2 task forces. One will be to monitor the student activity fee to see really where it goes. Students pay each semester a large sum of money for a general university fee. But for us as an SGA, just to see where that money's going so we can know where we can maybe almost better budget it to really enhance the entire student experience here at Troy. And then I will also be forming a task force to really look at Sartain Hall to see what's the holdup. That was promised to be a new student recreation facility in our university's 25-year plan. However, I think as most Trojans would say, it's really hard to wait 25 years for something to happen. So definitely see where that project's at.
And I know there was a lot of talk, especially in Will's run as SGA president, of working with the city. And you also, I know you campaigned about maintaining that relationship with the city of Troy. And are you still planning on trying to do that?
Oh, definitely. Basically, what I will do is continue the Governmental Affairs Council that President Thompson started, but also just really make the SGA have a direct communication line with Mayor Reeves, now that he is now in his full first year as mayor of Troy, just for the student body to realize that if we connect with the city will in turn get better. If that goes by us helping meet with new businesses considering coming to Pike County, if that's meeting with the Chamber of Commerce to help promote the university as a whole and also through the student discount card, anything we can do as a student government association to be civically active. Because at the end of the day, like I said in my campaign, Troy does a great job at recruiting. We have a very hard time retaining our students. So really enhancing the entire experience, not just on campus, but also off.
And now you are currently the vice president for campus activities, and you already talked about monitoring the activity fee.
Right.
Is activities on campus something that you're looking at and trying to enhance?
Definitely. I'll be the first SGA president to be VPCA other than Daryl Laster in the past 5 years. Everyone else has been in legislative affairs or in our judicial branch. So my first thing really is the VPCA really doesn't have that much hold on campus activities in general. They're really more in charge of athletic events, homecomings, pep rallies, things of that nature. So by SGA partnering with the UAC and RHA, we can then formulate new ideas and promote more events on campus, hopefully by getting more funding from student services.
Now, what about, I guess, involvement from students in the Student Government Association? Obviously, there's been a lot of talk over the years about students not being a part of the SGA or not knowing how to be a part of it. How do you feel you can handle that sort of thing?
I think number one, SGA needs to continue our rebranding. Number one, a lot of students see signs on campus, but SGA doesn't have a direct brand, so students sometimes get confused on what exactly the Student Government Association is. So currently, we are developing a new brand that we will keep the current image, but all signs on campus, all yard signs on campus, all Facebook posts will be uniformly perfect, so they'll all look exactly the same. So by doing that, students will exactly know, well, that's an SGA sign on campus, so I know what SGA is doing. But also just remarketing ourselves to students across the campus and not just subsectors, making people realize that they all have a voice on this campus and they need to get involved in SGA. So it's going to take us actually getting out into the trenches to make things happen.
And of course, you hope that in your time as president that more students will get involved.
Right, definitely. I feel like that in order to increase their love of Troy, we're going to have to increase the Trojan experience. So anything I can do as SGA president, I'll do to the best of my ability.
Well, it sounds like you've got a good plan for increasing that love of Troy,
right.
and hopefully more of the student body will get behind you and your efforts to do that. And once you get into office in the fall semester of 2013, yes. Things will get rolling for you.
Yes,
well, once again, congratulations,
Thank
Cody,
you.
and looking forward to many more opportunities to talk to you here on Trojan Talk and as you work for the students on campus. Thanks for joining me today.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. That's all the time we have. Now, Back to the news desk.
That's all the time we have for Trojan Vision Nightly News. For all of us here at Trojan Vision, thanks for joining us.
And tune in again tomorrow for more news, sports, and weather. Have a great night.